I know someone who said there is no law required to file taxes. He doesn't file taxes. Like ever. What are consequences? Well, it depends on how much income he makes. If he's at a deficit each year, i.e., he would get a refund every year and not actually pay extra taxes, there probably isn't much that'll happen. The government would love to keep that interest-free loan from him forever if he's self-employed and not paying his taxes. Eventually he'll get audited and the IRS is going to fuck his life up hardcore. Wesley Snipes was told the same thing. He went to prison for 3 years for failing to file his returns. Here is the IRS analysis of common arguments that people make when they claim they aren't required by law to file a return, citing relevant sections of the Code of Federal Regulations. HTTPS. Someone who is self-employed is required to file a return if they made at least $400, while a W-2 employee is required to file a return if their income was greater than the standard deduction for their filing status. This would be $13,850 for a single person in 2024. Besides getting a refund of any excess taxes withheld, filing a return also credits the taxpayer with having paid Social Security taxes. You need 40 quarters or 10 years of credits in order to be eligible for retirement benefits. Also, your Social Security income record determines how much you'll receive in retirement benefits. Not going to prison, getting a refund, and getting a monthly check from the Social Security Administration when I retire seems strong enough incentives to file every year. Tax return is what you submit to the government to report your income tax, credits, and deductions. A tax refund is what you get from the government if you overestimated what you owe for the year and paid too much to the IRS before filing for taxes. At any rate, if he's owed a refund, most likely nothing will happen. If he owes the government and is caught, then he will owe what he owed in taxes plus penalties and interest. Failing to file taxes is also grounds for criminal charges and can result in prison time. He is W-2 employee, our company always pays more taxes, everyone gets refund. That's not how it works. Your company doesn't withhold the same amount from everyone, it depends on how they fill out their W-4. You have no idea how much this individual is withholding and if they are due a refund or not. I don't need anything from government law. Ask him how likes driving on roads. This person is an idiot. They will probably go to prison. Not everyone who fails to file taxes on time goes to prison. But if this person is such an idiot they are declaring publicly there's no law saying you have to pay taxes, then they are probably not going to be the kind of person who gets put on a payback schedule. There was a guy who successfully beat the IRS in court because he only took cash payments and never hid his assets. The judge threw out the tax evasion charge because the guy didn't actually do anything that fell under the definition hiding assets, avoiding wage garnishment, etc. Is he self-employed or does he work for somebody and get a paycheck? If he gets a paycheck, chances are he's paying taxes and he doesn't even realize it. It's true, you don't have to pay taxes, just keep the money for yourself. It gets even better. If the government finds out that you haven't been paying taxes, they'll give you a free place to live with meals included. It's amazing. It's a crime, and if they ever catch up to him he could go to jail. But as long as he doesn't have substantial non-wage income, then he actually already is paying, in fact, overpaying his taxes because the employer sends it off directly as part of every check. So they might never go after him. And so the only consequence is that Uncle Sam gets to keep more of the money than they would if he filed a return. But there's no guarantee they won't eventually. I don't need anything from government, except the public schools you went to, and the roads you drive on, and the police and fire departments in your community, and the post office that delivers your mail for pocket change, and the Social Security you'll collect in retirement, and the unemployment you'll collect if you lose your job, and the bank regulations that protect you from identity credit theft, and the local, state, and national parks that are preserved so you can enjoy them, and the copyright laws that protect your intellectual property from being stolen by corporations, and OSHA regs that make sure your workplace is safe, and the FDA that makes sure your food isn't poisoned, and the federal power grid infrastructure that keeps your lights on, and the federal subsidies that ensure you can afford to put gas in your car, and the farm subsidies that keep meat affordable. But apart from all that, I don't want nothing from the government. I knew a guy who has no driver's license, no car insurance, works under the table and hasn't filed taxes for over a decade. He never gets in trouble for any of it and I have no idea how. One time a bus hit his car and a police report filed. Not only did he not get any fines jail time, but the city gave him a check. There are several other similar instances. Dude isn't even into the sovereign citizen stuff, he is just an irresponsible loser. Assuming in the US, he can go to ustexcourt.gov and read for himself what happened to literally thousands of people who claim the same thing they lose every single time, so even if he's right, he will lose in court. He gives to the US, if or when they catch up, he'll get a refund for the years they have to look at. It may be less because of fines or fees, but as long as he doesn't owe, he's probably not going to Leavenworth. As long as he does not owe money in a given tax year, he will be okay. The IRS does not mind keeping your extra money at all. That said, let him go through one tax year where he owes $1, and they will come down like the fist of an angry god. Probably no consequences if you are a broke-ass wage slave. If you have money, you're going to get nailed eventually. One Wesley Snipes gets a million losers to file. It took them a few years to get around to him. He probably should be getting money back, so they don't care if you just let it rot out of laziness. If they know you owe, on the other hand, your friend is wrong. 26 U.S. Code 6012 requires income earners to file returns with some exceptions. The IRS can fine those that don't file even if they are due a refund. It's easy to file and a lot of people can do it online. If you're on a W-2, your company is reporting your income to the IRS. Don't loan him money. Technically, he isn't wrong. It's only illegal to not file and pay what you owe. If he is due a refund, then it's not a crime, and he is just missing out on his refund. It's all about owing money. That's all they care about. If they come after him, it's because they think he owes money.